What did I say? Coordinate graphing. Did I say graphing? Let's just go graphing. Put on top of your piece of paper here, graphing. And then you can do this. We're going to talk about on a coordinate graphing, or coordinate graphing. Which means this, ladies and gentlemen, now that you're in 7th grade.
Yay.
We're going to draw ourselves a nice little grid. Okay. As best you can. I think usually I give you a handout for this, but oh, that was terrible. Make this nice and thick. This nice and thick. If you remember, we've talked about this before. We're talking about coordinate graphing.
Oh, no.
This is where we have what we call a rectangular coordinate system. How good are your straight lines?
Terrible. Horrible.
What?
Dumpster fire. How did that line go?
But you do have
Ew. What is that?
yourself, otherwise it's going to ding there.
That's not fun.
Okay,
Yay.
this thing right here, ladies and gentlemen, this bad boy right here is called the coordinate plane. Coordinate plane. Okay. And on it we have this. We have this straight across the thicker line right here. This is called the x-axis. And the one that goes straight up and down, believe it or not, is called the y-axis. And then, if you look at this, it's separated into 4 equal parts. Well, as best I could. Or what we call quadrants. And the quadrants are labeled like this. I don't know who did it, but this is just the way it is. And they're labeled with Roman numerals. This is quadrant number 1. And it goes counterclockwise from there. This is quadrant number 2. This is quadrant number 3. And in Roman numerals, when we do quadrant 4, it's an I in front of a V. Someday we're going to teach Roman numerals again, but we really don't do Roman numerals so much anymore. And then we have the place right here at the middle where the 2 axes meet. That bad boy is called the origin. You'll remember this from back in the day. And when we are looking for specific points on the graph, we need what we call, or we need to use what we call an ordered pair. An ordered pair. And by ordered pair, it's called an ordered pair because the order of it matters. Okay, well, they're always in parentheses. Let's say this is 2, 3. This is my ordered pair. And that ordered pair stands for one specific point on my coordinate graph. The first number that's given in this ordered pair is what we call the x number. And the second number is the y number. Okay, which means this. If I find 2 on the x-axis, which is right here, here's 1, here's 2, and I find 3 on the y-axis, which is right here, 1, 2, 3, the place where those lines cross is point 2, 3. You could also think about it like this. The first point is the over point, and the second point is the up or down point. In other words, from the origin, I'm going over 2, up 3. Over 2, up 3, and that's the point where I stop. You know, if I had point, I don't know, 3 comma 4, I can go over 3 and up 4. That's my point 3 comma 4. Now, because you're in 7th grade now, ladies and gentlemen, you get to work with negative numbers. And on the x-axis, the negative numbers come on this side. Here's negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. And then going down are the negative numbers on the y-axis. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. So if my ordered pair was negative 3 comma negative 2, okay, I go over or backwards 3 and down 2. There's my point, negative 3, negative 2. And the nice thing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages, is when you're given something in your book that you're supposed to use a coordinate system for, your homework paper is made up of nothing more than a bunch of coordinate systems kind of put together. So, when you have this, let me give you the gist of this. I should have had this ready. Hold on a second. Where am I going? I'm going to go to math. Where am I going in math, you ask? I'm going to homework paper. Why am I going to homework paper, you ask? Because then I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Your homework paper, let's watch this. Let's say I have this. I'll go problem number 21. So here's your homework paper problem number 21. That's not, no fear. Ha 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 ha. I thought it was not there. Here is number 21. If they ask you to draw, if they say to draw, let's say they say draw a line from negative 1 comma 2 to 2 comma 3. Well, you don't do this, which is what I see people do. Oh, I need a coordinate system, so I'm going to go, Alright. Like I said, you already have coordinate systems on there. You will use the lines to draw your axes that are already there. In other words, I've already got these nice lines here. I will just follow that and follow this. There are my x and y axis. You don't need really to draw any lines for the other lines because they're already there. And you get to use those. So negative 1, 2. Remember, negative 1, 2. Backwards 1, up 2. There's negative 1, 2. Negative 1, 2. And point, what is that? What is that? Oh.
2 negative,
Oh.
2 3.
2, 3 was what it was?
Yeah.
And point 2, 3 is right here, and a line between the two you would just have right there. Okay, please don't do this. I see people do it all the time. Sometimes you need a bigger one because I don't give you all the problems all the time. You could use these really dark lines for your axis. It doesn't have to all be in that section there. You could make something big. A lot of times they'll ask you to draw a triangle and give you the vertice points. Okay, use the lines you're given because it's just that much easier. David, does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Perfectly sense?
Yes.
More sense than should ever be allowed to make, or what?
Yes.
No, no. Did you have a question? Did you have your hand up? Did you have your hand up? Sophie, did you have your hand up?
I don't know.
That you know.
No.
Do you remember doing this from before?
Yeah.
Now, here's where people get really confused, and let me ask you this question. what is that point right there? What is, raise your hand if you think you know that the answer to that, because people get these backwards all the time. Remember, it's over first, up second. Lexi?
Over 3, up 0.
Right, so the point is 3, 0. I get a lot of 0, 3s there. 0 is not over at all, 3 up would be there. Or this point right here. What would that point be, Grayson Tusaki? Zero, what? No, it's down 3, so it's 0, -3. 0, 3 would be 0, up 3. Are we with me on that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the spiel. If you go to Classroom, there is an IXL site that I'm going to guess is going to be incredibly easy for you. But